Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. I'm your host, Terrence, the Unstoppable Coach Leffridge, with Unstoppable Coaching Services. Now, today we have a special episode of the Unstoppable Story Show because we have partnered with a fabulous, fabulous company, a fabulous, fabulous magazine called She Exists Magazine, spearheaded by their founder and editor-in-chief, Janelle Harris. Now, you're going to be, if you're not seeing this magazine already, stick and stay because this magazine is going worldwide on newsstands and bookstores all across the country and all across the world, as well as their online magazine subscriptions. So we'll tell you more about that. But today, we're going to be showcasing two of the cover queens of the upcoming fall issue of She Exists magazine. So without further ado, let's bring them up one by one in alphabetical order. We are bringing to the stage commercial and residential realtor out of the great state of Florida, none other than Carol Bellinger. Hey, Carol, how are you?
Hey, Terrence, how are you doing? Happy Saturday.
I am great. Thank you so much for taking some time to share the stage with us as we showcase you for the fall issue of She Exists magazine. Now, we're going to ask you a little bit about yourself in just a minute, but we also want to bring to the stage the flip side cover queen for the fall issue of She Exists magazine. She is a financial coach and she has her own practice. Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show, Miss Sabrina Protic. Hey, Sabrina, how are you?
Hello, Terrence, and hi, Carol. Terrence, great job on our names. I love it.
Oh, well, I got that name that confuses a lot of people. So I am very cognizant of making sure that we create a great experience for you guys and starting that by saying your names. And I'm so glad that I've had the pleasure of meeting you guys in person, and you are both phenomenal people. And I know our audience is going to be excited to hear all the great things that you guys do, as well as your features in the She Exists magazine. But before we get started, I think we ought to just give them an idea of what She Exists magazine is all about. So we got a little promo. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
Yes.
Let's go.
Is your fashion, your inspiration. Your world.
She Exists magazine's presence is most definitely being felt all around the globe.
New York, Florida, LA, DC, Puerto Rico, and as far as Australia. The hottest in fashion, music, and entertainment. SheExistsMagazine.com. Subscribe today.
Absolutely. She Exists magazine, the hottest magazine to hit newsstands around the country and online around the world. It's She Exists magazine. And these wonderful ladies, they're going to be our fall issue cover queens. And you can join us at the release party, November 12th in Tampa, simply by going to the website, She Exists magazine, SheExistsMag.com. You can do either one, She Exists Mag or SheExistsMagazine.com, and it will get you to the details of the great release party we're going to have for the fall issue coming up. So as we continue the show, Carol, take about 30 seconds. Let us know who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Terrence. I appreciate that. Hi, everyone. My name is Carol Bellinger. I am a residential and commercial real estate advisor here in Tampa, Florida. In addition, I've taken a couple new roles. I've got a lot of business ventures going on. I've taken a new role as Chief Development Officer for Fixed Cost Financial, which I'm extremely excited about, as well as I'm now a subcontractor for a new telecom company out of the Silicon Valley, Signal Wire. So I got a lot of things on my plate. I'm excited to be here. So welcome. Thank you, Terrence, for the time today.
Wow, that's phenomenal. You definitely wear a lot of hats in what you're doing. So we're so glad to be able to showcase you today. And Sabrina, you've been on our show before, but for our new audience, why don't you go ahead and tell them who you are and what you do?
Thank you so much, Terrence. As he mentioned, my name is Sabrina Protic, and I live in the financial space. I am a licensed financial coach. I'm also a certified life coach. I'm a four-time best-selling author. I have a new book coming out that will be pre-launching in December called Hindsight to Insight: Money Between Family and Friends. And I'm also the COO and co-host of an international streaming live show called Thriving Women Network. So I'm just a lover of the universe. I guess if you want to describe me, that's me.
Lover of the universe, and you have a large following in this universe. Since we've met and since I've had a chance to connect with you, you've opened up so many other doors and other connections that you have graciously shared with not only me but other people in your universe. So we congratulate you on all that you do, and we thank you for all that you continue to do to connect this universe and give them more information about their finances and how they can be better in their finances. So now let me ask you both, how does it feel to be a cover queen on She Exists magazine? And whoever wants to go first, how does it feel?
I'm truly humbled. I'm grateful, excited, and humbled to be able to be on the magazine with my very good friend Sabrina. So like I said, I'm excited and grateful for the opportunity.
I love it. And Sabrina, how does it feel for you?
I'm going to piggyback on Carol. I couldn't think of a better person that we complement each other, being flip cover girls. And I am extremely excited, especially because it just sends a message that you can be anything you want at any age and any stage in life.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. And I know it's really going to make a difference in the lives of some people that see this magazine. And we're going to touch upon that question. Well, why don't we just touch on it right now? Because it was one of the things that really, when I first saw the magazine and when I first heard the title, She Exists, I thought about all the women, all the young girls and middle-aged girls, old girls, in every facet,
all ages,
all of the above,
yeah,
that maybe struggle with that ideal of, does the world recognize that she exists? So what do you ladies feel your presence on the cover of this magazine and your story in the magazine, how do you feel it's going to affect other women that read this magazine? And I'm going to start with you, Carol.
I feel like being as part of this magazine and being part of this venture, you can do anything that you want to. So my message out to any woman of any age: be yourself, believe in yourself, love yourself, empower yourself. You can do whatever you set your mind to, and don't be a victim in society. I mean, women today, we still struggle and we still deal with the hardships and, competition and so forth. But you know what? As long as you believe in yourself, you have a great support system, put your mind to it. The world is your oyster. Take advantage of the situations or the graciousness that you receive along the way in life. And you know what? You can do anything you set your mind to. And just, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let anything get in the way. And just, be yourself and empower yourself.
And that you echo the messages of our show, the Unstoppable Story Show. We believe that if you focus more on what you're able to do and less on what's stopping you, you can truly do anything. So thank you for sharing that. Sabrina, for you, there's some young Sabrina that's out there right now that's struggling to find her place in the world, doesn't really think she should exist or does exist. How do you feel your contribution to this magazine is going to affect that young Sabrina?
Thank you, Terrence. For me, oftentimes young people, they look at icons and images and celebrities and they think, oh, I could never do that. That's not me. Well, we're here to say you don't have to be that. As Carol said, be yourself. But in being yourself, decide that you're going to do something good for yourself and others. If you've got that special talent, this thing that you love, you're good at coloring or drawing or art or whatever that is, be good at that. And you might land on the cover of She Exists magazine or any magazine. It's possible. But don't think that you have to be a celebrity or someone who's done magnificent things. You yourself are magnificent. And remember that.
I love it. I love it. You be
Okay.
yourself. That's a great message, not just for women, but for men as well. I remember when I was growing into this game as a speaker and a coach, I had the ability to spend some time at the feet of the great Les Brown, Mamie Mom's baby boy. And he told us a story about competing or trying to be like other people in the industry. And I remember him pointedly saying to me, Terrence, don't try to be the next Les Brown. Focus on being the best Terrence Leftridge. And that is a great message. Focus on being you because nobody else can be you. Nobody else was assigned to be you. And if you really want the world to know that you exist, then you got to focus on being the best you. We are hanging out talking to the cover queens of the fall issue of the She Exists magazine, Carol Bellinger and Sabrina Protic. Make sure you go over to sheexistsmag.com and sign up. Subscribe to the magazine, and you can even sign up to be live and in person at the release party on November 12th. sheexistsmagazine.com. Go on over there, get all the information, pre-order your fall issue so that you can read about these phenomenal women that are here today and get deeper into what they do. Now, ladies, I want to talk to you about the mission. The mission of She Exists is to encourage and empower women, as well as help readers build a stronger sense of self-worth. So let's talk about that self-worth. Let's talk about encouraging and empowering. How do those three things align with what you do in your everyday life? And feel free to tell us, give us some examples of what, Carol, you do in the real estate world to encourage and empower and build that self-worth. And Sabrina, I'd like you to do the same once you tell us about it. So let's start with Sabrina first, then we'll go to Carol.
Thank you so much, Terrence. So self-worth is very important in the financial realm because before you can help someone else, you have to feel comfortable with who you are. You have to know that you're doing the right thing. I help people build financial houses to shore that up. Well, first of all, I got to get mine in order. I got to make sure mine's shored up. So that's my self-worth there, is knowing that I have got my act together financially. Then I can go out and I can lead by example. So it's very important that my clients feel that self-worth. They feel that confidence coming from me, that I know what I'm talking about, because I tell my clients I walk the talk. I'll never ask them to do anything that I myself's not doing. So I have to feel good about me financially, that my financial house is in order. And that's how I lead our communities. And self-worth is very important.
And you mentioned that you had reached a phenomenal goal earlier this month when you talk about walking the walk, talking the talk, and it really empowered you that you were on the right path. You don't have to share the numbers if you don't want to.
I don't mind sharing the number because I'm very transparent. So I was just sharing with Terrence that I met a milestone. Now, 2.5 years ago, this was not me. I was an employee making a great salary, corporate operations manager, but I was spending my money as fast as I was earning it. And this 2.5 years later, my net worth is just over $1 million. Now, I empowered myself. Hey, I'm there. And you know what net worth means? That's your assets minus your liabilities.
Absolutely.
So I'm way in the positive. That's my state at this point. And I hope in the next couple of years, that'll be 2 million to 3 million. So I'm leading by example.
That is very powerful. And it's so important. You know, many times when we look at covered queens, covered kings, celebrities, anyone in the media, we look at where they are right then, and we associate in our mind that because they're on the cover of the magazine or because they're on a show, that they must be doing it right. They must have it all together. Well, in some instances, that couldn't be farther from the truth. So the fact that you're willing to be transparent about your journey, saying you were here, you're there and you're still moving forward to get to even higher heights, that's going to empower other people to see that if Sabrina can do it, and she's no different than I am, then I can do it too. So I appreciate you sharing that story with us. How about you, Carol? How does what you do in the world of commercial and residential real estate, how do you help encourage and empower your clients and build their self-worth at the same time?
Yeah, so thank you, Terrence. I appreciate the question. Prior to being in real estate, I was a vice president of sales in telecommunications industry. And I decided to take a step out of that realm. Unfortunately, I am a born and raised native, and my mom was still living here in the Tampa area, and she was unfortunately diagnosed with pancreatic, liver, and lung cancer. So I decided to move out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where I was residing, and to get into, move back down, take care of my mother. And I really stumbled into real estate. I was doing it part-time in New Jersey, but stumbled into it here because it gave me the flexibility to take care of my mother while she was passing. I've always had a desire and passion for real estate, and it actually started with my mother when my father passed away. She unfortunately was dealing with a very not so professional, I guess, type of real estate advisor at the time. And so I stepped in and helped her, having my corporate background, being in VP of sales. And I vowed at that point, if I got into real estate, I want to treat people the way that I want to be treated. I do not treat people as transactions in the real estate world. As some real estate advisors, we get some bad raps once in a while. And I wanted to set the standard higher than anyone else did when it came to working with professionals in real estate and dealing with my clients. So I value my self-worth, and I value their self-worth because I do treat people as individuals. I actually listen to what my clients are looking for. I'm not going to try to press them into a financial situation and purchasing a house that maybe they can't afford. This is the largest decision that people usually are going to make in their lifetime, is purchasing a house or purchasing a commercial piece of property. So I really like to be transparent with my clients. I lay out the pros and cons of what they're looking for. And my whole goal is to take that stress and anxiety of this huge purchase that they're going to make and put this on my shoulders. I am the expert. I am representing them in this transaction. So I want to make this as easily and painless for them as possible. So to me, that is my self-worth, is I want to be treated with the highest regards, and that's how I treat my clientele. So I feel that it's extremely important that it's extremely professional, open line of communications at all time. I do not like, hiding the facts or hiding the situation or hiding anything. I mean, contracts are scary. People are, you see this 100-page document, they're signing their life away. And that is my job, to make sure that they are armed and they understand what they are signing and how to make this really as easy as possible for them. So I take very huge pride in what I do, because I feel it's extremely important to have professionals today represent, clientele in this type of industry when it's highly competitive. And you just never know what you're walking into. So I take great strides in my relationships with my clients.
I love that. You guys, you're watching the Unstoppable Story Show with Terrence Lefteridge and the cover queens of the fall issue of the She Exists magazine. This is Carol Bellinger, and this is Sabrina Protic. When we come back, we are going to just have a little bit of fun with them, talk about what they do when they're not working or when they're not being cover queens on covers of magazines across the world. But before we do that, I want to invite you guys to join one of our programs. One of the programs I'm affiliated with is Becoming the Best Speaker Academy. You guys, you may want to become a professional speaker, or you may be looking to just enhance yourself for personal development, for speaking at what you do in your business or what you do in your job or what you do in everyday life. Well, the BTB Speaker 8-Week Academy is for you, and we got some information about it, and then we'll come back to the Unstoppable Stories Show. Hey, it is an unstoppable day. You know, preachers preach, teachers teach, and speakers speak. And whether I am speaking from my office doing videos like this virtually, or whether I am speaking at resorts doing retreats, whether I am speaking at family events, or whether I am speaking in front of large audiences. Speakers speak, and that's what we do. But depending on those situations, you may not have the confidence, you may not have the skills, or you may not have those necessary tools to be able to speak effectively in each one of those different arenas. Well, we've got you covered here at the Becoming the Best Speaker Academy. Yes, Becoming the Best Speaker Academy. We have an 8-week speaker course where we will help you get the tools, the tips, and the strategies to not only become a better speaker, but to learn the business of speaking so that you can be effective in all those different arenas that I just told you about. I'm blessed to be able to be a speaker. I'm blessed to be able to be an MC, but I didn't learn those skills overnight. I had to get the training. I had to get the strategies. I had to get the tools to make me a more effective speaker. And we want to share those tools with you as well. So if you are a new speaker, if you are a new author, or if you're a new entrepreneur and you're looking to add speakers into your toolkit to make you a more effective entrepreneur, speaker, or author, then we invite you to come on over to www.btbspeakers.com www.btbspeakers.com and sign up for our next course, which is starting soon. Who knows, in 8 weeks, you could become the best speaker that you were created to be. Absolutely. So if you're interested in becoming the best speaker you can be and ending 2022, moving into 2023 on a trajectory to becoming the best speaker possible, then you know what to do. Just go on and click the link below, btbspeaker.com. And we're getting started real soon, so you still have time to sign up and get started to becoming the best speaker you can be. Welcome back to the Unstoppable Story Show, a special edition where we are talking to the cover queens of the She Exists magazine, Miss Sabrina Protic and Miss Carol Bellinger. Welcome back to the show, ladies. How are you?
Doing great. We're doing great.
Doing great, Terrence. Thank you.
Great. So listen, you know, they're going to read about you in the magazine. They'll see what you are doing in your corporate life and your professional life. They may even get a sneak peek of what you do in your personal life. So let's just ask some laid back questions. Sabrina, what do you do for fun?
I love it. Well, one of the things I do is I meet up with Carol every Friday for girls' night.
Right.
Wow, just girls' night. Brothers can't come. Okay,
No brothers. And we have fun. We have fun picking out a fun place to eat, and it's just a girls' time to kind of wind down, and we lift up each other, support one another. So that is very necessary. So and no men, and I'm very balanced because Carol will tell you after that I come home and the hubby and I will go out and we'll have dinner together, right, Carol?
Absolutely. We look forward to the Friday happy hour with the girls.
Yeah, we love the Friday happy hour. I'd like to add one more thing that I like to do, though. I do love writing. And like I mentioned, I'm doing a book, but I'm always going to be writing something. Next year, I'm going to be doing a children's book. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I think there's just a communication side to me. I just love communicating. So it's either in person or it's on paper. That's what I love doing.
I love it. So you're always wanting to get your message out, whether it's in person through your voice or whether it's in writing through your writing. I love that. And so, Carol, how do you enjoy those Fridays? And then what else do you do for fun?
So as Sabrina mentioned, Fridays, it's the time for us women to get together. We pump each other up. We support each other. It's a way for us to kind of decompress from the week and just get together and just support one another. In addition, I'm an outdoor enthusiast. I like anything to do sports-wise. I grew up swimming, so I like to continue to do outdoor activities. And I also am involved in a lot of charities. So I do a lot of charity walks or a lot of charity functions. I also tie that back into my real estate, where I support local charities as well as part of my proceeds and giving back to the community. So I try to spend a lot of time giving back as well, in addition to meeting up with the ladies on a Friday night.
Well, that really shows why you guys are great people to be on the cover of this She Exists magazine, because through your communication and through your giving back, you are showing the world that you do exist, and you're setting you're setting a legacy for others to follow. So I'm loving what I am hearing about that. So if you were not doing what you do right now, what would you be doing? So you're a financial coach, Sabrina. Carol, you are in real estate and you're doing charitable things. But if you weren't doing those things, who would your alter ego be? Especially since we're around the holiday season. Who would you be, Sabrina?
Terrace, I've often thought about that, and I pictured myself when I disconnected from active income, that I would always be involved with some women's group, leading some community group, get involved in charity and improving and enhancing our community. So for me, that's what I picture. Sorry.
Okay. I got you. Thank you for sharing that. Carol, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, who would you be and what would you be doing?
Very similar to what Sabrina said. I have thought about it many times as well. I always think about, if I won the lottery, what would I do? I would open up a women's abuse center as well as a dog rescue or an animal rescue shelter. I feel like the two of them could help each other. They would love each other and really rescue each other. So I would definitely want to still continue being given back to society.
Wow, that's definitely different, and that's giving back in a whole nother way. You are in the southwestern part of Florida, so we know some of our fellow residents in the Fort Myers area, Sanibel Island. They experienced Hurricane Ian, but not only did they experience it, but their pets experienced it as well. We've had a large influx of pets come into South Florida to take care of those friendly family members until the devastation can be taken care of and rehabbed and they can go back home. So you wanting to do that is definitely something that is needed and is in line with helping the world, the entire world, not just the people that live in it, but the pets as well, be better and actually have a great life as well. So that's really intriguing. Thank you guys for sharing that. So as we come to the end of this show, the last question I want to ask you guys is, other than the fact that you are cover queens on this episode of the She Exists magazine, what do you hope other people who read the entire magazine, what do they get out of the magazine? Because the magazine talks about entertainment, the magazine talks about other fashion, it talks about a number of different things in the magazine, not just the cover queen. So what else would you want them to tap into while they're reading the magazine? And we'll start with you, Carol, and then we'll come back to you, Sabrina.
Thank you, Terrence. I feel like today, I'm in basically a business of lifestyle, where lifestyle is a business. So I feel like whatever, men, women, whoever is out there, they can get involved and they can empower themselves into anything that they're focusing on, whether it is in the entertainment business or whether it's in a professional industry, or even if it's a blue worker kind of society. I mean, people can let them focus on what they really want to do and what they feel passionate about. And I feel like this magazine broaches all different topics, whether you are involved in fashion or industry, or if you're, whatever professional society that you're in, you can just go for it all. Just go for it. I mean, there's so much out there. And I feel like if you just set your sights high, just the sky's the limit. Just be yourself and just go for whatever you feel like you can involve yourself in and what you feel passionate and most loving about, and just be the better you. Empower yourself to be the best you possible.
I love it. And you, Sabrina?
So for me, I think learning more about our community and the people representing our community, because we're going to have some great features in the magazine. So I'm hoping that that's going to show great community support and that people will be uplifted and encouraged by reading those personal stories and how many of them overcame some obstacles in their lives.
Yep. Absolutely.
I love it. And, we want to thank you, Sabrina, for being a trooper throughout this presentation, because we know you've been talking about this magazine all week long so much that your voice is challenging right now. So we appreciate you for sticking and staying through the show. Now, the show, it wouldn't be complete if we didn't give you a sneak peek of what you'll see if you pre-order the magazine or join us for the release party. So let's start with the first cover that will be on the fall issue, featuring Sabrina Protic. And Sabrina, say a few words or say a lot of words about what you think about this fabulous cover shot that you have. Look at her, dazzling.
Sabrina, you look beautiful.
I want to say that I'm blown away by it, and Carol and I had our cover shots at the same time. But when I saw it, I was just surprised that even that was me. But more importantly, I could see that, my confidence coming through and who I am and what I do. And so I'm hoping that that's what people will feel when they see that trust and confidence that, hey, I'm here for you. And that's my message.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You are here for them, and they're going to see it. And when they get that physical copy in their hands, you exuding off the page. And Carol, I had the opportunity to see you a few months ago in person, and I told you then, look, who is this model that's walking in front of me that's around the room? And that's even before I knew you were going to be gracing the cover of She Exists magazine. So as we show your cover, look at that queen right there, hand on her hip, showing power and energy. How does that, what does that do for you to see yourself on the cover of the magazine?
Like Sabrina, I was blown away. I was like, wow, that's really me. I feel the same way. I'm hoping that my confidence exudes, it shows across, and that, I focus my life like Alicia Keys, this girl's on fire. So that's how I see myself on this cover, is like, wow, my confidence and everything that's exuding, it's coming through and just showing everyone, hey, you can do it. I mean, just put your mind to it and you can do it. Be yourself.
I love it. Don't start me to sing, these girls are on fire. It's wonderful. And if you want to see more about these lovely, intelligent, fearless, ageless women, then you know what you need to do. You need to go on over to SheExistMagazine.com. SheExistMagazine.com, and you can sign up for the event that is happening on November 12th. You can be at the release party live and in person. You can meet and greet, get a signed copy of the magazine from these ladies at the event. So go to SheExistMag.com or SheExistMagazine.com. You can register for the event. You can subscribe to the online magazine, and you can pre-order your copy. And see, the other issues of the She Exists magazine are our inaugural issue that took place, and we have a holiday issue coming up just in time for the holidays. So there's no reason why you can't get in contact, read these phenomenal stories from Sabrina and Carol, and be in the mix to see all the other women that are coming to the magazine from around the world, letting you know that she exists. Well, ladies, I thank you so much for being here on this special edition of the Unstoppable Story Show, where we are showcasing the cover queens for the fall issue of She Exists magazine. I'll let you guys have the last word. Sabrina, just let me know if you're compromised. That's absolutely fine. But we'll start with Carol. give us any closing thoughts you might have.
I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity. And Terrence, thank you so much. And Sabrina, thank you. You know, you rock. I'm excited to be, a part of this and just the whole venture itself with She Exists. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Sabrina, any final thoughts from you?
I do. I want to thank our entire community for supporting Carol and I. I have to say that our girls' night, all of our ladies are going to be at the event to support us. Yep. You mean the world to us, all of you. And we look forward to sharing, empowering all of you through the content of our magazine.
Thank you so much. That is fabulous. Now, you guys, if you can't wait to see the magazine, you can reach out to them. They have links on the screen right now. You can reach out to Carol on her LinkedIn link that's on the screen. And you can also reach out to Sabrina at her website, sabrinaprotic.com. And you can have a good interpersonal conversation with them, find out all the things that they're doing and how you can connect with them even further. But for us, that's our time, you guys. Thank you for joining us on this special edition of the Unstoppable Story Show. I've been your host, Terrence Lefteridge. I'm going to leave you with this thought, and it really hits home for me being a man, being involved with She Exists magazine. Because she exists, I exist. And because I am able to exist, because of she existing, we all exist. But none of those other two things couldn't have happened unless she existed first. So when you think about your existence, think about who made that happen and make sure that you give them their flowers if they're still here. But make sure you always remember that it's because of their existence that we exist as a universe. And wherever you are in the world today, you know what I say. Don't just make it a great day. Go out and make sure to make it an unstoppable day. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Your fashion, your inspiration, your world.
She Exists magazine's presence is most definitely being felt all around the globe.
New York, Florida, LA, DC, Puerto Rico, and as far as Australia. The hottest in fashion, music, and entertainment. She Exists magazine.com. Subscribe today.